lecturer in molecular virology at the University of Lancaster. Really good to see you this morning. Doctor, first of all, this is being described as a game changer. Are they right? Would you use that term?
I think this is certainly a great addition into the armory against COVID-19, particularly for people who cannot be vaccinated because they have either immunocompromised status or their immune response isn't really responding to the vaccination. So this is certainly a great addition to those treatments. And I think one thing I would like to highlight is that we have had other treatments such as monoclonal antibodies, but those needed to be given intravenously, which means the person has to go to hospital to get that treatment. While having a pill that can be given at home twice a day for 5 days, I think this is certainly a great addition in controlling people getting into the hospital or ultimately die. So I would say, yes, it is absolutely a great addition.
In quite specific circumstances, isn't it? People who've tested positive, obviously, because it's to treat coronavirus, but then people who've got an underlying health concern.
Yes, absolutely, because this is, I think that is known to the availability of this specific pill. We have around 500,000 of courses already booked up, but I think that is going to be expanded quite lavishly depending on how the scale up is going to come up. So at the moment, it is only for those people who have at least one vulnerability, either obesity, over 60, heart disease, or any of the other blood-related issues. So I think very soon it's going to be expanded to other people who might need down the line.
So can you give us an idea, in your mind, how do you think the UK is currently handling the pandemic? It's very difficult to report on the daily number of infections. You have to look at the daily number of deaths. We saw one report this week that said, the number of infections were the highest it had ever been since May of last year. Do you think we've got a handle on it, or is winter going to look quite bleak?
Well, Rosie, this is very important, and thank you very much for asking this one. If we can draw the whole number of cases per day basis into a single chart, you will see a completely different picture what we are having now. What we have had in 3 peaks before is a very high number of cases in a single day, or maybe 1 week or 1.5 weeks, and then we took actions, and then the peaks dropped significantly. But this time, the 4th peak that we are having at the moment is really very high, and it's staying very high up for the last couple of weeks. And at the moment, it seems like plateau, but that is probably just a little bit of soothing effect by the midterm. But as soon as children go back, certainly the number of cases would increase again. And we are having highest number of cases in children than we ever had throughout this pandemic. So I think our action really are predicted by that picture, how we are handling this, and we have to act very quickly. As we've been speaking last week program, that if we don't act now, I think our situation in winter is gonna be really challenging.
Really good to speak to you this morning, Mohammed. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohammed Munir, there speaking to us on the Great British Breakfast.